So I got some heat on last week's vlog. If you missed it and you like drama, you should go check it out. This week was Fed meeting week, and none of us were really holding our breath for a rate cut. With all the new inflation concerns, it was unlikely that the Fed was going to do anything but just continue their pause. There were some whispers, though, that maybe the instability gripping the stock market or the collateral damage from Trump's trade war would get Powell and his friends thinking maybe the concern about a looming recession was enough that they should actually do something. And they did. Here's the big news from the Fed announcement this week that I personally don't think is getting enough attention. They are going to reduce the runoff on their balance sheet from $25 billion every month to just $5 billion. That's a huge difference. And it's great news for the bond market because that's a lot less treasuries that it has to absorb. As you know, mortgage interest rates are driven by the demand for mortgage bonds. What the Fed is going to do it will ease the supply of bonds by a ton, which is really, really great news. Just chef's kiss for mortgage interest rates. Probably even better than a rate cut. This is how the Fed can reduce borrowing costs in the face of increasing inflation risks and overall economic chaos without breaking the labor market. I know Powell gets a lot of hate from real estate economists and even from Trump. But this seems like a pretty slick strategy, if you ask me. And the opportunities it could bring for real estate in the face of a looming recession. Just another reason to be paying attention right now. I did go over the opportunities that a potential recession could bring in last week's blog. The real estate market here in Reno has basically been shifting nonstop for the past 18 months. Activity definitely picked up over Martin Luther King Day weekend, though. And I remember that specifically because December was pretty quiet. Like, for once, I actually got to enjoy the holidays with my family. And even the first 2 weeks of January, pretty chill. That 3-day weekend, though, I worked nonstop. And every week since, we've been opening multiple new escrows. There has been some patterns that I've noticed with all these new escrows in terms of reoccurring challenges. So Sandy and I are going to dive into those on Property Pursuits, which is coming up on April 2nd. To give you a little teaser, though, you're going to want to start shopping for your homeowner's insurance quote earlier in the process. You're going to want to make sure your lender is acutely aware of any unique characteristics to the property. And now is not the time in pretty much every single financing scenario for you to waive your inspection or appraisal contingencies. You're just not going to want to do it. Now, save the dates. A couple things coming up. I'll be teaching a class on April 1st with Trevor Richardson, the broker owner of Address Income. He's going to share some market analysis tools that have previously only been accessible to his agents and their buyers. I've been one of their buyers and used these tools to analyze an investment property, so I can tell you they're pretty powerful, and they have some uses, some implications for primary residence purchases too. So the fact that he's going to share this information with all agents, regardless of their brokerage, and not just share it, but teach you how to use it, is pretty key. Then I'm going to show you how you can use that kind of data and those kind of analytics to reposition yourself and own your authority in a really authentic way that is going to increase your conversion with buyer consultations and listing presentations. So it's not just a free lunch class, guys. This is like a lot of free value. You don't want to miss it. It is here in Reno, and it is only open to realtors. So it's a local event. But if you're here, grab your spot. Then on April 9th, my friend Courtney Young is going to teach a negotiation class. This one is virtual and not exclusive to realtors. So share it with anyone you know who could benefit from being able to better articulate their worth or improving their conflict resolution skills. Online event, free and open to everyone. Both events are actually free. So I hope you'll save your spot, and I'll see you there.